Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the Ghost podcast. As you know me, I am the Great Goten, also known as Ghost Goten, the founder and owner of Ghost Guild. Today with me, I have our editor and good friend of mine, FastHunter, also known as Ghost Hunter, and another just new recruit, also a good friend of mine, Ghost Harpo. So go ahead and introduce yourself, guys, if you want, and maybe tell them a bit about yourself.
Uh, Alright, looks like I'm going first because of silence from Harpo.
Well, I mean, I
I
thought
guess
you would
so.
go first because he introduced you first, so it just made
Uh,
sense to me.
Okay, you know what? No, screw it. Okay, I just want to get this out of the way, guys. This isn't going to be professional at all. We have no idea what we're
What do you
doing for this
mean?
first
I
episode,
am the biggest
but
professional.
we're we're testing the waters kind of with this pilot episode. That's why we're doing it. But I promise it'll get better as we go along, and maybe Harpo won't interrupt people. But I guess I'll
I'm
just
gonna
go ahead and
interrupt
start since
everyone.
their night. I'll go ahead and just tell you a bit about myself. Obviously, I have my own YouTube channel, The Great Goten. I'm sure that'll be in the description if our good friend and editor Ghost Hunter remembers, or I could add it post. It doesn't matter. Um, and of course, Fast Hunter also has a channel, but I'm sure he'll talk about that. I also, I've been doing YouTube for a little while, so I kind of have an idea of how YouTube works, even though I've gotten nowhere in my channel. But that's besides the point. Yeah, I'm pretty boring, so I guess we'll just move on to Ghost Hunter because he's a lot more interesting because he's an editor and actually knows how to do YouTube. Pass it on to you, buddy.
Alright, I've been doing YouTube for about since 2014, May 28th, if I remember correctly.
And doggo.
Uh,
He has doggos.
oh,
Man,
All right, well,
that's beautiful.
I don't know if he's gonna leave that in or not, but he has doggos and they started barking. It could be a fun thing because this isn't meant to be professional anyway. It's a pilot. Who cares? We're all meant to hear just introduce ourselves and have fun, right? Good
No,
old Puppo in the background.
you're
That's what
holding
I
a gun
signed
to
up
my
for.
head and forcing me to do this.
No. Actually, I just asked if you wanted to do it, and you said sure.
I distinctly remember a gun being involved.
No. It could have been because we were playing Siege, but that's besides the point.
I don't know. You had a gun aimed at me when you asked me.
I like how we're just doing this so Ghost Hunter can deal with his Puppo, because his
What are you
Puppo
talking
needs
about?
attention.
This is a legitimate conversational piece. I guess since he's dealing
Yeah.
with Puppo, I'ma go. Okay, what's up? It's your boy, Ghost Harpo. I yeah, if my brain wants to actually work for once. But if you have any, I don't know, my brain's breaking right now.
I swear, if you say anything about your TikTok, I will be mad.
I did say it. You did.
I only brought it up. I didn't say your username or anything, so I guess
Okay,
since his brain's breaking,
Now I got this. I'm back. I'll leave the link to my TikTok in the description of the video in the comments.
no, you
Because
will
I know he
not.
won't. I will. And then also, find me on Mixer. It's called Mix. Yes, Mixer. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm used to calling it Beam, so calling it Mixer is weird. But whatever. Also at Harpo Gaming, and then I'm on YouTube. Also at Harpo Gaming. I don't post anything, but I'm there.
At least you're
Like,
honest. I post more than he does, and I only post like 3 times a week now. So that's fun. Still go
I
check out my
post.
content though. I need the views because I'm desperate. But
and then in
Shameless
my
plug.
in my case, I upload rarely because of how much setting goes into my videos.
but his videos are good, and that's what's important. I would go check out
Go ahead.
I would say go check out Ghost Hunter before me because his videos are actually good. I even appear in one of his videos, and it was all right because it was his video and not mine. But yeah, go check him out, then check me out, and then don't check out Ghost Harpo on YouTube because he doesn't post.
And
Actually, you should check me out and make me more popular than him on YouTube without posting anything, so he can feel bad about his life. I want him to feel bad about his life.
and in my case, so one video that you were in, I really consider beginning my my events on YouTube, considering it was almost a year ago now.
Was it really?
That's-
Jesus.
That's a
God,
long time ago.
Wow. Still go check it out though.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Maybe
Ghost
not.
Hunter. If anyone's gonna have a successful channel out of the three of us, it's gonna be Ghost Hunter. And obviously, hopefully, Ghost Guild gets somewhere. If you're enjoying this random podcast of three people just
leave a dislike.
I don't know talking, no, subscribe. And then if you really hate it, then leave a dislike. But subscribe either way. Don't subscribe to Ghost Harpo though.
Unsubscribe and leave a dislike if you really love the podcast, and if you hated it, leave a like and subscribe so that you can know when we post again, and then you can hate on it more.
I'm gonna mute him now.
That was honestly unexpected.
Alright, there we go. He's muted. I'm kidding.
I
I'll unmute him. Oh, he's not. Oh, God. Why would you do this? Okay, well, let's, I think we got the stupid introductions out of the way. We can also mention some possible ideas for future episodes of the podcast that'll probably be much better than this one, because we'll have something to talk about.
Yeah, like in the future, we're thinking about talking about game updates, movie reviews, what
anything,
things ruin things,
pretty much.
How
anything
The Last Jedi made me sad. Just about anything. Disney, please don't copyright me because I used the word Jedi. I know that's what you like to do. I would not like to be sued. This is just a public service announcement. Disney likes to sue
time to mute him
people
again. All right. I was trying to say something. Wait, there's also the chance of, I'm hoping you will unmute him because I'm not going to. There's also the chance of potential episodes such as Ghost Hunter had the idea of playing D&D for a special. It may not be called a podcast specifically, but it's pretty much going to be like the podcast. And other stuff like that we potentially do. I also like to say we'll obviously be doing stuff aside from the podcast at some point, like gameplay and all that. And once I'm able to actually edit, once I get either a laptop or PC, I'll be trying to do my own separate thing that keeps content going while the podcast. Because this podcast is probably going to be once or twice a month at best. Maybe more during the summer because we have more time. Besides Ghost Harpo because he works.
Haha, I'm not a useless bum like you two. Dabs in Italian.
Ghost Hunter's our editor. You can't call him a useless bum. If we get popular, he's going to be the reason. If we start making money, he's going to be the reason.
But right now, he doesn't have anything to edit.
He's going to be editing this. What are you talking about?
But as of the moment that we're recording this, he has nothing to do but be a bum. And I appreciate that.
For all you know, I could be asking video right now for my personal channel.
Yeah,
yes, but that's for personal entertainment. That is to no obligation of anyone else.
Look. What's important is that this podcast will hopefully blow up, and will hopefully have some new people watching because this will hopefully get better. We also forgot to mention the fourth member of the official podcast crew, Ghost Whovian. He is not here at this time because he could not make it, but he'll be in at least hopefully most of the upcoming episodes. He's only available every other weekend, so we kind of have to work around that if we want him to appear sometimes. There's also in the future, obviously once we're hopefully a bit bigger, potential special members joining, occasionally, or maybe, I don't know, something. Right now we're still in the process. No, what, a live meme or a podcast version of meme review? I don't know.
It's meme review, but you have to describe the memes like you're describing the meme to a blind person.
Look, let's be realistic here. The potential of getting big YouTubers on is out. No, it won't happen. But we'll hopefully get other members on as we recruit more. Right now, there's only 4 of us, but there's a couple people I'm gonna try to talk to and join in. They could potentially be on certain podcasts or maybe other videos.
Also, we have a Discord. So there'll probably be a link in the description.
Yeah, I officially opened it. I officially opened it to the public, but obviously won't be an official member until we talk to either myself or Ghost Hunter because he's an admin.
So if you nerds want to join and like yell
We'll
at
call 'em nerds.
okay, based on the content of the podcast, they're going to be nerds. If you nerds want to join, and click that link, and then come in and tell us your favorite color, so we know that you watched the pilot.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, they had to at least click on the pilot to join Discord or be following
Not
us on Twitter. We
necessarily.
also have
I'm
a
thinking
Twitter.
about the future here. People could be watching in the future.
You're right. If you're watching this 3 years from when it's uploaded, hello. We're probably, hopefully,
Also,
still a thing. And hopefully in 3 years we could
if
have our
you're
own
joining,
office.
if you join in 3 years, tell us your favorite dog. If dogs
Yes, your
haven't gone
favorite,
extinct yet, we don't know what's going
your
to happen in
favorite
3
breed of
years.
dog. Yeah, for all we know, the world could have ended. But who knows? I mean, that's been
Maybe
supposed
it's
to
an
end
alien.
since like 2012. But
As an alien, tell us your favorite guess on what humans did throughout history.
okay, we're getting off topic here.
Oh.
So
Isn't that what
yeah,
all
this is
podcasts
just
are? Just
well.
we
To be fair, we don't really have a subject for this, but that's the reason it's a pilot. Basically, what you should be getting out of this is going to be hopefully better in the future.
Terrible.
We're going to try to do it once or twice a month. Hopefully, probably just once a month for the most part. Because it's hard to get us all together to record sometimes because one of us works a lot and one of us is only available every other weekend and then the other has other stuff to do. I'm really the only one that doesn't do anything with his life right now.
because he sucks.
No, because there's I don't know. Look, if I really wanted to work, I could work for my dad and make $50 an hour.
Fair enough.
But I'm not going to do that. That's literally what he offered me. Work 3 hours every Saturday for $50 each. That's pretty good.
I guess. Well,
but I'm not going to do it because it's my dad. We're not going to get into that. I'm getting off topic again.
Yes, we
People
are.
are supposed to stop me when I do that.
I don't want to. I want to see where it goes. But
no, I think we've mostly gave you a slight introduction to everybody.
Everything. We showed you what this is going to be, and we've showed you how off topic we're going to get. So thank you for watching.
Yeah.
If you do hate us and you do hit that subscribe button, also hit that little bell.
Yeah, hit that bell because especially because we probably won't upload every day. And be sure to check out all the links in the description. There's probably going to be a lot. Probably everyone we mentioned, especially Discord. Discord should be at the top because that's the most important. Join us and become a quote-unquote non-member, and then potentially have the potential of joining as a member. Yeah.
As I maybe be on here and yell at Goten.
Yell at us for being... Yeah, yell at me. That seems to be everybody's entertainment. But I think we've covered everything. Do what Harpo said.
Watching.
Subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, all that, or dislike, whatever. As long as you subscribe and watch, that's good enough. And hit that notification bell. You can like or dislike. It doesn't matter. Or comment, whatever. But yes, goodbye, everybody.
And see you next time.
You know, it's a podcast. We don't need an intro. They've seen the pilot, I'm sure.
No, we
they've seen the pilot. It's going up at the same time. No, we don't need an intro.
I start recording the moment you say that.
Look. Okay, here's your quick intro. It's your boy Ghost Goten. We got Ghost Hunter. We got Ghost Harpo. And this time, we got Ghost Whovian. We're going to be talking about the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer. What is it? Rise of the Skywalkers, I think it's called, right? Don't quote me on that.
Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker. That is a correct statement for once.
All right.
You're not retarded for once. Good job.
Now, this time around, I'm going to be on the back burner because Ghost Harpo is the one who, is the Star Wars nerd. So I'm going to leave this to him to start talking about, and I'll hop in occasionally. Hunter will hop in occasionally, and Whovian will hop in occasionally. So, Harpo, I'll give it to you.
Well, let's kind of thrust it into this because we literally just talked about the topic right before.
We have no idea what we're doing.
These people are terrible.
Yeah, in case you didn't need another reminder of how disorganized we are.
Yeah, so, well, let's... Where to start? Where should we start, boys? Should we start at the beginning? At the very beginning? If you want. Okay, so
Go for it.
So, if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. There'll probably be a link in the description, or probably not, because everyone who actually posts anything sucks. But,
on this version that's going up on YouTube, I'll have the trailer going in the background because we're protected by fair use because of
Okay. Okay, we're good. Actually, yeah, you could just like insert the entire trailer with sound because this is transformative content. We're fine. So the way the trailer opens up, it's Ray and Ray staying on desert planet. Do we know what desert planet? No, could be Jakku, could be Tatooine, could be a whole new planet. We don't know, but we see her. Well, we hear Luke talking. We hear him saying. So we see Ray, desert planet. Don't know what it is. Could be Tatooine. Could be Jakku. Could be something new. I would want to say it's Jakku, just because I feel like they'd go back to something they already established earlier in the saga. But not sure. She has reconstructed the Skywalker lightsaber, which I find interesting that they didn't give her her own style of saber, but gave her that one. What do you guys think about that?
I feel
because we saw it rip in two in The Last Jedi, which of course they could be retconning that because a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi. It's possible that well,
Potter goes Goten.
Yeah. Well, he'll be back. If not, it's fine. We don't care about him.
But
yeah, who needs him? Am I right?
So we pan down Ray, pulls out the Skywalker lightsaber, and then we hear Luke saying how there's 1,000 generations living in Rey now, implying that she somehow got trained, probably through Force Ghost. Which, if it's Force Ghost, we obviously know Luke's gonna be there. Could possibly have Obi-Wan, could possibly have Qui-Gon, could possibly have Yoda, possibly Anakin, maybe Mace Windu, but Mace Windu never got the actual Force Ghost training, which if you don't know, it's a whole special training you gotta do. The Clone Wars, the Yoda episodes that they did, had a whole arc on it. So it's a whole big thing. But we do know Luke is a Force Ghost because in The Last Jedi, if they keep it, he did poof into nothingness. And if we know anything from Star Wars, if someone poofs into nothingness, they become one with the Force. And then Luke says, "This is your fight." So this obviously implies Rey's going to be fighting and not dilly-dallying around as a Jedi, as she kind of was in The Last Jedi, of just kind of existing and not actually doing much, which made no sense.
And then, go on.
Okay, then it cuts black. It says every story has a legend. Rey's gonna be the legend of the saga. That's what the entire saga's been building up to, is Rey being that legend. And then we have Kylo's TIE Interceptor, which looks amazing, by the way. Like, you can't tell me it doesn't. No one's gonna talk there. Okay, so this is just gonna be a solo tangent, but like that TIE Interceptor, it just looks great. You got that nice sound rolling in. You see the shot of it, the sand flying up behind it. We go to Rey igniting her lightsaber, and then she starts sprinting away from it, and then Force jumps possibly over it, but from the way that her saber's going, she might be trying to cut into it. Don't know yet. There's not enough there. Then cut black this Christmas.
Yeah. Got you.
Then we see a ship flying into a planet that I want to say it's A-Wing, but it's kind of hard from, like, we don't really get a good sight of it, but like it has kind of like the profile of A-Wing. Then we cut over to the First Order being led by Kylo, where Kylo uses the crossguard of that saber, actually finally using it for the second time ever, and just stabs a dude, which I don't know why he couldn't just slice him, but he wanted to be all whatever. And then we see him
interrogation.
Yeah, no. It was it was a battle.
Oh yeah.
Middle of a battle in the woods. And then we cut over to Kylo welding his mask with what looks like, from the way that it's glowing, I want to say that he's doing it with a kyber crystal, which would give him a stronger connection to the Force with that mask. But it could just be possible that they just did it because it looks pretty, because we are talking about Disney here. right? And then we get over back to the desert planet. Finn and Poe are there. So their whole resistance is on this desert planet. Still don't know where it is. I would find it funny if it was Jakku. Maybe they can have a callback to episode 7 where Finn just wanted to get as far away from Jakku as he possibly could, than having to be stuck on the planet. That could be some fun irony. Then it's just BB-8 and some robot friend of his. And then we cut to Lando coming back to his Millennium Falcon. And like,
that was great.
So Lando's gonna be here. He's probably gonna die, but he's here. Maybe he's the legend that the earlier title card was talking about. Maybe Lando's gonna pull out a lightsaber and then just become the ultimate Jedi Master.
I mean,
he thinks the neutral G as well Ray knows about Lando.
Oh no, Ray has no idea about Lando, but you know who does know about Lando? Chewie.
You're right.
It depends on that. It depends.
And then we cut to the Resistance running from the First Order on this desert planet again. Then we see A-Wing getting shot down. Then we see what seems to be Rey's hands holding on to the medals that they gave out in A New Hope. If I have to guess, I would say that it's Han Solo's medal. That'd be my guess. It's most likely, yes. Most likely.
I would assume so.
Like it make like because it's same shape, but Luke also had one. It's possible it's Luke's, because Luke did also just die. But I feel like it would be Solo because for whatever reason, Rey had like a really strong connection with Han. Like a really strong connection with Han.
Yeah, that would probably make more sense in the long run.
Maybe she's a Skywalker of Leia and Han, and Ben was just trying to tell her she was nothing to try to coast her to the dark side. And it wouldn't be the first time that the Star Wars community has shipped a brother and sister. Heck, George Lucas did it in the original saga. Then we cut to a scene that really got a lot of people at Star Wars Celebration emotional, of Carrie Fisher hugging Rey. I say Carrie Fisher, said Princess Leia, because rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Then we cut to a planet that has part of a Death Star on it. Now, we'll get more into this after we go over the whole trailer, on where it is and what Death Star it is. Actually, let's just get into this now because we're gonna get sidetracked by Palpatine. But it's most likely the second Death Star, because I don't see us being on Yavin, where the first Death Star would have landed, because that's the other side of the galaxy. From where everything else in this saga's been happening, and it's probably Endor. Because same side of the galaxy, which if you guys don't know where it's happening, the whole First Order stuff is happening on the Endor, like the Endor-ish area, the Endor end of the galaxy. And some people are like, oh, but what about the trees on Endor, and there weren't that big of oceans? Okay, you have a space station roughly half the size of your planet explode around your orbit and fall in through your atmosphere, and tell me that doesn't destroy your environment. Rest in peace, Ewoks. The teddy bears are dead. They're just dead. They're dead.
There might be one or two surviving, but other than that,
they're all dead. They would all be dead. I don't care what you say. So we're probably on Endor. That'd be my assumption. And the people saying that all Endor must all be forest just because we saw only forest in Return of the Jedi means nothing. Because, look at planet Earth. Just because one place is a jungle doesn't mean the entire world is a jungle.
Considering I live in more of a marshy area currently.
Yeah, like it's not how like. And then we have Luke saying no one's ever really gone, which is true because Force Ghost and all that. And then cut to black, and then you have the Emperor's cackle right there. The Emperor's Cackle.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go off here. We're not gonna talk about the name of the movie yet. We're gonna talk about the Emperor's Cackle first. So
Okay.
there's multiple ways that the Emperor could still be involved in the Star Wars universe here. Okay, like still be involved in the saga. Either it's going on. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the first way, which is the most ludicrous way, and the way I hope isn't it. But in Legends, Darth Sidious cloned himself. He there's literally just like a room that had like 20 clone. I forget how many. I want to say like 20 clones of him, like exact replicas of him. And it might be possible that it's just a clone of Sidious, and he's just there and exists. Possibility number 2 is that it is the Death Star. It's quite possible that he's force ghosting the Death Star and he's tied to that location, which is extremely possible. And then the third possibility, which is also extremely likely, is that he's a parasitic Sith, meaning like he can control other beings without, ever having to do anything with them, thus making Snoke what he was originally using as a vessel before, Kylo kind of cut him in half randomly for a random change of heart that really made no sense, but whatever. We're not talking about how bad The Last Jedi was. But what do you guys think? What do you think is the most likely option here?
I feel as parasitic Sith might be more likely because of even though it was also speculated that something similar for Snoke in its first place, so.
Well, I mean, Darth Sidious sensed something in the outer, in the Uncharted regions, which is what people theorize to be Snoke. Personally, I think it's because why else would they show that part of the Death Star immediately followed by No One's Ever Really Gone and then the Emperor's Laugh? I feel like the Emperor is gonna be tied heavily to that second Death Star and is gonna be tempting Rey and trying to get Rey to the dark side through.
Well, I would say based on like what they've already done with this series, they're just gonna go no explanation, throw him back in there for no reason at all other than to just be there. This is just the way that they've been playing this trilogy, and this is how they're going to keep playing it. Because they're not going to upgrade their writing.
You also, well, I mean, you say this, but you also got to realize that's how every trilogy of Star Wars has been. There's just been random stuff. Like, look at the original trilogy. Palpatine, no one ever heard of him before Return of the Jedi, and he was just there, and then he immediately died. So, like,
yeah, it's based on everything. It's probably either going to be he's either going to come back as a Force Ghost or a parasitic Sith, kind of like Harpo said. And I don't know. I feel like, however, I mean, we have J.J. Abrams back in charge, so at least we'll hopefully close out the series in a more respectful way, and not pull a Last Jedi. So
yeah, let's just try to stay off the Last Jedi because like we can crap on it all day, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for this trailer. But the thing is, I feel like he's gonna have some sort of visual role in this film because if we go to the Star Wars 2019 celebration, at right after they showed this trailer, he walked out on stage and said in the Emperor's voice, "Roll it again." So he's gonna have some sort of either metaphysical role or physical role, meaning he's either cloned, he's a Force parasite, as we discussed earlier, or he's going to be a Force ghost, which a Sith Force ghost isn't unheard of before, but it's slightly rare.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the blue Star Wars text, which is a little weird because usually it's the gold.
Yeah.
It's always usually gold, but blue. It's an interesting change, probably because they're wanting this film to be more of a somber film. And then it opens up Rise of the Skywalker. what Skywalker are they talking about? That's the big question here,
Well,
because there's a lot of
most people are assuming
Skywalkers.
they're just gonna. Most people are assuming they're gonna retcon the fact that Rey isn't, a Skywalker. That's what most
no.
people are assuming, but
Okay, so when you disconnected, I talked about how it's quite possible that Ben just told Rey that she was nothing to try to turn her to the dark side, because he probably
Mhm.
doesn't truly know. And
Oh, yeah.
it was when we were talking about the medal that she was holding, which is probably either Han Solo's medal or Luke's medal from A New Hope. That the reason why she'd be holding that is because it was her parents, most likely. Now, I don't think
Yeah.
Luke would have had a child, so I think that it's another Solo kid, which would make sense.
Possibly.
Think about Ben Solo turns evil, tries to kill everyone. Leia takes Rey to Jakku to keep her safe away from everyone. It works out. It makes sense. It's a theory that's been around since The Force Awakens. So I don't see why it couldn't still be valid now, because we have nothing saying that her parents are truly nothing, because there's no way that
Mhm.
Ben would be able to know. There's not a way that Kylo just doesn't know. Kylo does not know. He has no knowledge of anything that Rey wouldn't have.
Then again,
Yeah.
even though Ed Universe isn't exactly canon, but considering that they did retcon it completely, but it is possible they might bring in select characters like Mara Jade.
Yeah, they might, and maybe maybe Rey is Luke's daughter, which could also work. But another possibility is, what if this is Kylo Ren's rise to power? What if the bad guys win? What if the First Order wins? Because everyone's just assuming the Resistance is gonna be the winner here. But what if the First Order wins? And this is talking about Kylo's rise to power.
That would be interesting, but I feel like I'm pretty sure they're trying to end the series off this trilogy, so I don't think that would happen.
No,
That'd be great
yes,
for if they wanted to continue in the future.
not necessarily, because there's been many stories that are critically acclaimed, amazing stories where the bad guys just win. And to be fair, the Star Wars, this is just this saga ending. It's just a saga. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be other stories in Star Wars that just doesn't have to do with Skywalkers. That could be, oh, Kylo won, oh, whatever. This is just the story about what happened after the First Order won and after everything.
For all we know, this might just be the end of the Skywalker saga, which in itself is spanned 3 trilogies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
Can we also appreciate that for 60 to it'd be 60 to 80 years, the entirety of galactic politics and galactic war issues have revolved around one single dynasty. Just think about that. It started with Anakin being the best general during the Clone Wars, to him leading the crusade against the Jedis, to his children leading a rebellion against his empire, to his children's children causing another massive galactic conflict. It's just it doesn't make sense. It's there's other people in the galaxy to make stories about, and that's why I'm kind of excited for the saga to be over, because I'm excited to see more things in the Star Wars galaxy that just aren't related to this.
Yeah,
or aren't main stage.
Considering that they've been slowly trying to branch off to other smaller stories within the Star Wars universe. Considering
Yeah, with Rogue One and Solo, and with the coming out November 18th, Mandalorians, which is going to be a show on Disney Plus. Disney, please sponsor us. It'd be great. A show on Disney Plus that's going to be just about Mandalore, which I'm excited about, because it's Mandalore. Why would you not be excited about it? And Ghost Infinite has joined us late for this podcast, but that's okay.
Hello,
He's
everybody.
here now.
How dare you?
But
Oh
so
gosh, I just see an insane amount of music requests. So gosh, what have you been doing?
no, don't worry about that. No, we're off
So-
that. We're mid
I
podcast.
think
We're
it's
okay,
possible.
I understand I've missed quite a lot.
Yes, you've missed quite a lot.
We're just on topic
It's
of
possible
some
that-
new Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
So Whovian, what were you
It's-
trying to say?
Yeah, I think it's possible that, like you said, they could be shifting it out of the Skywalkers and possibly just with like movies like Solo that they did earlier,
You know, what I want to
Yeah.
see. I want to see
And-
a.
with Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, that they could be shifting it to like maybe a more Solo family line focused sort of.
Well, no, not necessarily Solo. I'm talking about like
I think it's
after the saga. I want to see things like a Twilight rom-com on the lower levels of Coruscant. Like I want to see some off the wall crap, just random stuff. Like, can we just have like a Hut Mafia movie, or maybe let's have a what else could we have?
Just
Let's
like
have
Godfather,
just like
but it's Huts.
yeah. Let's have like a Death Sticks addiction story. Which, if you don't know, Death Sticks is just drugs. They're just drugs, but Star Wars drugs. So they're space drugs. So can we have a space drug story? Or like, can we have like a racing story, like a pod racing story, a full movie about pod racing?
That's just fucking swords and stuff like that.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
go
just
like base. Fast
what
and
Disney needs to
Furious.
do is just start giving random Star Wars titles, like just letting random people that come up with random ideas just make movies in the Star Wars universe, just to build the universe to the movie audience. Because who doesn't want to see a Twilight rom-com?
I can list at least 7 billion people who don't want to see that.
How about Friends, but in space?
I can
I don't
name
know
at
that.
least
I mean-
7 billion people who want to see that.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, if they did that as like an offshoot,
Or we could,
just
have like more
out of
stories. Like
canon,
we could get like a war movie, like the traditional rated R war movie about the Clone Wars. Like, let's follow a group of clones. Let's follow them through a hard battle. Like we could do like the Battle of Megiddo, which was an incredibly hard battle. We could do the Battle of Geonosis, the second Battle of Geonosis. Or we can have a movie about the space battle of Coruscant. Which
I mean-
that movie didn't Revenge of the Sith didn't do it justice. There were thousands and thousands of capital ships involved in that battle.
I don't
It
know,
was one
'cause
it was one of the, if not the largest battles in all of the Clone Wars.
I don't know, because I feel like if they're going to make a war movie, they're not just going to reuse one of the previous battles. Because don't get me wrong,
yeah.
I love
no,
some of these like epic space battles, like the ones you were just
they'll
talking
definitely
about,
make up their own battle, but like they might just go back to things that have already happened in the saga and just give a different perspective on everything that happened.
but they'd have to start listening to their fans, which,
Yeah.
if you kind of notice, they kind of start on the fans when they started reviewing, the last.
Hunter, you're gonna have to censor that.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd say that.
Well, guys, I'm sorry, guys, but this entire podcast is now ruined. Everyone go home.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
Whovian, yeah, we have to censor that now. That's sad.
Gosh.
Actually, I haven't.
But
If they really wanted to do an interesting movie, they could always do a movie on the Blackwing virus, which is basically a zombie
Oh,
virus in Star Wars. That could be an interesting, maybe
yeah.
set of movies, honestly.
I mean, like they could even grab the actor who played Solo, because in the comic story of that Han Solo and Chewie were both present for the event,
Yeah.
which
So I mean,
I'd like it if they weren't, just to make it just more distant away from the main saga, because they really need
Yeah.
to make more things that aren't just main saga Skywalker.
I don't know, because in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna like bring back any characters from any of the
Exactly.
Star Wars story movies, because in my opinion, I think
Now,
what they're going for that is just like one-off movies. So you're not going to get bored of an entire series of them because they're
Yeah.
all going to be different.
I mean,
now, what could be interesting? This could all be setting up a Yuzhang Vong invasion. Which, if you don't know, Yusing Vong are extragalactic species who killed everything in their galaxy and destroyed all their homeworlds. So they went traveling through the galaxy to try to find a new galaxy. Eventually, ended up in the Star Wars galaxy, and in the Legends version of Star Wars, which you don't know, for people who are even out of the know, and somehow found this. Well, welcome, by the way. Leave a like and subscribe and stuff. But it's pretty much just people, space Mongols, more or less. They just come, invade, and that's just their deal. And in the Legends version, they killed most of the galaxy. Well, not most of the galaxy, but a good portion of the galaxy was just dead because of the war.
Yeah.
Although I feel like that would detract from everything, would
Yeah,
detract
most
from
likely.
this main story we've been following, and with Anakin
Yeah.
being the chosen one. But it could be fun. Never know.
I mean,
I mean,
they've,
personally, I'm all for space Mongols.
Exactly.
I don't know. They have
It's
a lot
free
of
real
options they
estate,
could
really.
choose, honestly, for new movies.
I remember back when it was at this point I'm not sure if it's happening being a movie for Darth Maul.
Oh, I've heard about that. I think that could be interesting. Now, I've realized how far off topic we've gone because we need to go back to talking about who the Rise of the Skywalker is talking about. This whole spiraled
Well-
from us saying that this is the end of the Skywalker saga, but who is it talking about? We've already discussed Kylo. We've already discussed Rey. There's more Skywalkers left. It could be Leia, which I doubt because Carrie Fisher died, but it could be Leia.
And
Yeah.
I would say they did mention that any footage with Leia is cut footage from Last Jedi or Force Awakens.
Yeah. So Leia's probably dead. She probably dies.
Yeah, it would make sense for her to probably die,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So that leaves our main options as Kylo and Rey for the most part. Which,
But it's possible.
either are possible.
Wait. Listen, it's possible. Could be a Force ghost of Anakin or Luke.
Well, no, it could be a sort of the Anakin. So Anakin, Luke, and Rey could possibly, like, their Force ghosts could possibly help Rey defeat Kylo. So sort of like a Skywalker family sort of thing. Maybe that could be what it is. Sort of
Or
like
maybe what happens is Anakin just shows up to Kylo, slaps him across the faces, and just like gives him a stern talking to. Don't be bad. Stop it. And then Kylo's like, "Oh, you're Darth Vader." And then Anakin's like, "Yeah, I guess I was." And then like Kylo like has like a freak out sesh.
Okay, we gotta keep it
becomes,
realistic here.
fangirl.
For some
Okay,
reason,
this
I
is
highly
Disney we're
doubt
talking
that.
about. We're talking about Disney here. They made The Last Jedi. They thought those bombers were a good idea.
That's
They
true.
could also do, like, in terms of that, they could also do like a Caesar thing and Brutus where kind of like he shows up in a dream.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
You're right. He could.
I mean, that's all. There's many possibilities, but
Or okay, going back to the Emperor thing, we're all assuming that everyone's kind of been assuming like, oh, it's going to have to do something with Rey. What if the Emperor shows up to Kylo?
That's honestly what I was assuming, but you never know.
Everyone that I've ever seen talking about like any trailer breakdown, they just assume that's something to do with Rey. But like it could do with Kylo. Heck, it could do with Lando. And another question: how the heck does Lando just show up? Does he?
Don't question it.
All we know
Does he get
is
the
He's gonna die anyway. Don't
The
question
Last
it.
Jedi?
He's gonna die anyway. Don't question it.
Now, another
feel
question: is
really,
Chewie gonna die?
Probably not. Too many people love Chewbacca for him to die. Most likely.
Depends on if they do
I mean-
off, they'll probably retcon
I mean, Yoda loved Chewbacca, but they never got to see each other again.
Well,
I feel really out of the know since I actually. Are you talking about a recent trailer that I just haven't seen yet?
Have you not seen the episode 9 trailer?
No, I have not.
get out of here.
Okay, yeah, leave the
also,
Okay,
podcast
guys,
chat
one
now
second.
and just
I'm
go
gonna
watch
leave.
it.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna disconnect from this, and I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right,
well,
cool.
It's not
he's
that
gonna
long,
come
though.
back all excited and talk about things
Quick-
we've already talked about. Good
Just,
job, guys.
just a quick reminder. We are not organized at all. It took us a month to record this. I'm just gonna let you know that, and we still aren't prepared. So, there you go.
It took us more than a month.
But,
We were
like,
supposed to record this a month ago, and then we kept changing what we wanted to do, and people kept getting busy. We finally decided on this when the trailer came out, which, I mean, it's fine. At least it's, you know what? It's fine. Podcasts are
And
never
then-
really truly organized anyway. It's fine.
no. Most important thing about this, the film has not yet been rated, according to the trailer.
That is true.
Now, although it's probably going to be PG, it's quite possible they pull a swerve and just make it rated R.
I doubt it. It's a Disney movie. It'll be PG-13 at best.
what's that again?
And then Kylo just like stabs people, and then like Chewbacca will rip people's arms off, and there'll just be blood everywhere. Like
I
the
mean, I wouldn't
stormtroopers'
be opposed to
arms
that,
will
but I
be
mean,
red. They will
Uh,
just be red with the blood of their enemies, not their enemies, their allies.
if source rating to expect from it will be PG-13. Highest will be will probably won't exactly be R, but like between that in between point of R and PG-13.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I mean, Disney's been a little lenient. Hopefully, like you see what the goal hopefully is where Disney treats treats Lucasfilms like they treat Marvel. So that they just like, Lucas, you just do whatever the heck you want, and then they just leave, and then we
That'd
get
be
good
great.
movies that don't have anyone that had to do anything with The Last Jedi involved in.
that'd be fantastic.
Now, let's talk about those bombers in The Last Jedi. What the heck were those star fortresses? What? Do they not have Y-wings anymore?
It's probably best not to question it.
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
not
I've learned
questioning it.
not to question it.
something tells me
Do they not have Y-wings or something? Like, what happened?
something tells me Ryan
Someone
Johnson
explain
didn't.
it to me.
Something tells me Ryan Johnson didn't fully know about any of
Does he not know Y-wings exist?
it's
Heck,
either that or they got
listen.
decommissioned for whatever reason.
An X-wing would do that job better. Like, I understand. It's like, oh yeah, we need all the firepower, but you set it in the slowest moving, least armored craft you possibly could. That was literally the biggest target on the entire battlefield.
And
3 of them got taken down in one shot. Who made these bombers? Who thought this was a good idea? And why did Disney approve it?
I don't know. I don't think any
Just
of
don't
us
question
is.
it. Just
Like, I
don't
could
question
understand,
it.
like,
because
I'd be fine
Disney
with it if
doesn't
this
know
was
what
like
they're
a
doing with
far
Star Wars.
early prequel, before Y-Wings existed. You could argue, like, oh, they just didn't have the technology to make good bombers then. I would have looked at you like you're crazy, but I would have been like, okay, fine, whatever, you can get away with that. But no, this happened after the Clone Wars, after the Galactic Civil War, which both of those had amazing bombers, including, the thing that the Rebel Alliance had a huge access to, the Y-Wing. It doesn't make sense. And even if you didn't want to use Y-Wings, if you want to be like, okay, I want my own bombers, make something that makes sense. That isn't just a giant metal cylinder of death.
Yeah.
Who decided a giant metal cylinder
It's
of
Last
death?
Jedi, man. We should just pretend it doesn't exist, and everything will be better. That's my thoughts on Last Jedi. Just pretend it doesn't exist, and everything will be okay. So
No, we gotta crap on this movie more and more. Question:
Yeah,
why
as-
did the dreadnought shoot on the base first, rather than shooting at the ships, the things that can move, and fight at it?
Uh,
If they aimed at the ships, the resistance would have died that day.
I don't know, man.
Okay,
Look,
next,
look.
let's go.
As long
After-
as
what the heck was that hyperspace ramming thing? If that was possible, why didn't the Empire just fight the Rebel Alliance with giant hyperspace ships that just destroyed the entire Rebel fleet in one hit?
who knows?
Oh god,
really
guys.
Or
knows?
why didn't during the Clone Wars the
Guys.
Separatists just load ships full of droids and just like hyperspace them at full speed in the Coruscant?
Guys,
Who knows,
when I
man?
was gone, I was
What?
like grabbed by like some horrible dimensional beast, torn around for 20 years in another dimension. Man, it was awful. It was terrible.
Well,
Oh, gosh,
we're
what I missed.
we're off episode 9 now. We're talking about how bad episode 8 was. We already crapped on the bombers, and now we're crapping on the whole hyperspace thing. The hyperspace ram that makes no sense. Now, you could possibly argue your best argument for it was that it was just the perfect conditions where they were just the perfect amount of distance away, and it had something to do with the hyperspace hitting at the same time a kyber crystal got ripped in two. But at the same time, the Empire would have found a way to make that work.
Now, call me dumb, but personally, I like that movie.
I respect your opinion,
Ex-
but
Explain to me how you. Okay,
No.
explain to me how the bombers were a good idea, how the whole Finn and Rose side quest was a good idea, and how Rose's line at the end was a good idea. Like, I understand Rose ramming Finn because, like, to be fair, Finn was going to do nothing to that. To that crap. What was it called? But the giant laser thing. I forget what it was called.
With me, I will admit, I
But, like-
enjoyed it, but I honestly preferred, but it's like my least favorite Star Wars movie currently.
Like, yeah, no, I enjoyed it, but like I hated it after thinking about it. I thought it was a
here's the
terrible
thing.
movie that could have been done better in every respect.
Here's
But
the
like,
strat. Just don't think about it.
so, look,
He muted
I mean,
himself.
anything can be
Is he-
decent on first watch,
yeah,
but you really
because
gotta dig into
there's a
things. Like,
doggo that's been making a lot of noises outside of my window,
just
and like I'm
imagine
trying to
that,
hit myself every time it starts barking.
I just imagine that in all reality, he was just silently screaming to himself after I said that you just don't think about it. And so he was screaming off while his microphone was muted, and then he comes back after getting all that anger out of his system.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, we're like, yeah, it was a great movie for kids, but I'm looking this as a mature consumer,
Ha, that's a
looking
good
through
one
this with
for
an
you.
intellectual lens,
Ha.
and I
Look.
hated that movie. Why didn't they just use freaking Y
look,
wings,
you know,
James?
you know what? We could always do a Last Jedi review if you want to rant about it. This is supposed to be about the trailer for Episode 9. We got
Well,
completely
what-
Oh yeah, I
sidetracked
watched
again.
it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do whatever we want in the podcast. We can
Yeah, and
shift
we
topics
already
as
kind
much as we
of
want.
we already kind of broke down the trailer.
Oh man,
We broke down a
That's
2-minute trailer in like, a 45
Yeah,
minute
we've only-
long spurt.
Yeah, we've only been rambling for like an hour long already.
So like, it's okay. So it's okay. We're just gonna keep
Favorite
going the more Star Wars thing.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to rant about Episode 8 all day, go for it. But we should probably, like, I don't know how long we've been going specifically, but I'd assume it's been about an hour, so
Listen.
we should probably try to wrap this up.
No,
Soon.
no, 2 hours is the top that we can go. We're gonna go to that 2 hours talking about Star
No,
Wars.
if we want to,
I
we can
don't
go all in it.
Yeah, we can make this an 8 hour long podcast. I don't care.
So far we've technically been going 27 after that restart.
Oh, okay. See, we're fine. Stupid
I have to
Goten,
say,
thinking you're important.
I tend to. I have to say, I'm not the most in-depth Star Wars lore knower, so this is going to be a pretty odd conversation.
Oh no, I am.
Th-
I'm the only one here that
That's-
actually
Yeah,
knows
I'll
what
leave
they're
it to you
talking
guys.
about.
You guys are the
I am the only one here that has any idea what's going on, and it's great.
I somewhat know what's going on, but not completely.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest. Vice Admiral Holder there. It makes sense why she didn't tell Poe what the heck was going on, because he was just recently demoted. So it makes sense why he didn't know the whole. Oh, we're just gonna sneak everyone out in stupid things, and then I'm gonna sacrifice myself by just driving the space off in the ship off into space. Oh, psych! I'm gonna ram the ship with the light speed. That's such a stupid scene. That makes me upset.
I don't know.
Ryan Johnson makes me
Pretty-
sad.
I don't know about you, but I've run the numbers, and what I've discovered is that if you take something going fast and you hit it into something else,
Okay,
both
the
things
way
break.
listen, no, the way that hyper that light speed works in the Star Wars universe, at least explained by Legends, so they could have retconned it, but like that'd be stupid because they already showed it working this exact way in the Clone Wars. Was that you slip out it's like slip space. You slip out of you go too fast for you to actually hit any physical objects, unless it's so large. Like this but Snoke's ship was nowhere near dense enough for that to really occur. It doesn't work in any
man.
sense of the word.
Oh man, sorry, this is a little off topic, but this reminds me of something. There's a video game from the 90s. I've never played it, but like any intelligent man, I saw a video on it. And apparently, back then, they didn't have like the system of fast travel that most games nowadays have. And so instead of that, they had a very different system for how you can get across space very quickly. See, there's a feature where you can just point your ship in a certain direction, then click a fast forward button, and it just makes the whole game go like 5 times or 1,000 times faster or something. Well, there's one key problem with that.
You
that
just ran into things
slightly-
constantly.
Yeah, if you just see videos of people like flying across the universe, and then in like a fraction of a second, you see this little speck appear in the distance, grow massive in front of you, and you just see your ship explode because you just.
What is
smashed
this game? Explain to me what this game is.
I don't. Hold on. Let me go look this up. But it's gonna be
Okay.
impossible because I don't know the.
Okay, you look this up.
look. If anyone's still watching this, how first of all, and if you are, then
Be
subscribe.
sure to like and subscribe and leave a
Hit
comment.
that notification bell for these podcasts occasionally and other
And
stuff.
leave a comment on how stupid Goten is.
Leave a comment on how stupid Infinito is. Wait, hold on.
Leave a comment on how disorganized.
Leave a
Leave a
comment
comment about how
much
awful
you
Ghost
hate
Whovian's mic
this
quality is.
podcast.
Yeah, no, leave
Oh.
all these. These all have to be separate comments, by the way. You can't do it all in one
Yes.
stream. No. We need the interaction levels.
Guys, I think we need to,
Yeah.
guys,
Just
let's
interact as
have
much
a-
as possible.
Listen.
Follow us on Twitter too.
What?
We have
guys,
a,
let's
we have
have
a
an
Twitter.
8-hour video where all we
Listen.
do is explain what they need to comment for the video.
That'll be April Fool's next year. If we're still
You know what we
around
need?
by then.
Excuse me. Wait, it's
you know
not
what we
April.
need though? Star Wars Empire at War 2. Which, if you don't know what Empire at War was, for you folks at home, it was literally a real-time strategy Star Wars game that was just amazing in every way.
Wait a second. I'm at home.
I feel
So
like
am
they
I
just need
one
to
of the
bring
folks
the
at home?
original Battlefront 2 servers back up. I think that's what they need to do.
They're up on PC.
They're up on PC. Not console though. And the game's free of gold on console, but you can't play online.
Well, I mean, it's okay. I have
Yes,
it.
yes.
I have it on all the platforms, so it's okay.
We're not all special.
If I wanted the easiest experience, which if you don't know, the PS2 version is the easiest, because it just kind of sucks. The hardest version is actually I don't know whether it's PC or Xbox. I don't know. They're kind of like the same level.
Well,
I'll admit that.
are we
Because
done
the
rambling
AI will
now?
actually use heroes.
Nope. Okay.
And
Yeah, they do.
shut up, Goten.
Well,
We don't love you. Interrupting us. Freaking jerk. You
this
freaking
entire
prick.
podcast has been people interrupting each other. What do you
Shut up, you
mean?
freaking frick.
I mean, I interrupted literally the entire podcast, so
Exactly.
Also, you freaking frick.
did you just call me a frickin'
Be
frick?
sure to let us know in the comments if Ghost Harpo should be kicked out of Ghost Guild. And yeah, you guys
Be
want to?
sure
You guys
to
done
leave in the
rambling? I can
comment
wait
if
this.
Ghost Infinite should become the leader of Ghost Guild.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
an
seeing
admin,
that
but
no
I'm
one
a
else here
leader.
is continuing this ramble of Star Wars, we're gonna end things off here, folks.
Yeah, we
So
can probably
leave a
wrap
like,
this up finally.
subscribe,
Hey, it's
hit
my
that little
job.
bell,
Shut up.
follow
Leave
us
a
on
comment.
Shut
Twitter,
up. It's my job.
and leave a
Shut up.
comment below saying Ghost Guild is really bad if you made it this far in the video.
Yeah.
And we'll
Do
catch
what
you
he said.
all
Spread the word of how terrible.
next
Should
time.
we give them a? Should we give them a hint what the next episode could be?
Well,
Because
no,
it's a
we
pretty popular
stopped
topic right now.
Well, we already stopped recording, so nope.
Okay, wait,
Okay,
guys.
Plus, we'll
well.
probably